Hump Day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. We're so happy that you're tuning in with us this morning or this evening if you're watching our replay. Don't forget about that. Of course, Jennifer here to start off our morning show with the morning news update with our good friend Pete Wilson. And Pete has a lot to do today, so it's going to be a little bit of a condensed morning show update, but that's all right. Our news update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135. All right, Pete, we know you have so many places to be and things to do today, but thank you for taking time once again out of your busy schedule to come visit with us this morning.
I wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Glad to be up here.
You're the best.
You guys always have a good time up here. Unfortunately, sometimes what we talk about isn't exactly uplifting, but we passing on information for the public.
Hey, the facts are the facts.
All right. Well, the COVID-19 Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a lot of talk about that the last couple of days. The governor put out another statement yesterday on the situation on that because, a lot of folks were attracted to the opportunity to get your vaccine in one shot rather than two, because the Moderna and the Pfizer, of course, takes the two. We know there was a long line here at when the Jackson County Health Department did it over at the Nazarene Church a week ago, last Monday, I believe.
Including my dumb butt.
You were there too. And you can testify. You can testify to the popularity, right?
I'm still trying to figure out how to suck it back out of my arm.
Well, anyway, in case you haven't heard,
just kidding.
The federal agencies, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the Centers of Disease Control, put out what they called a recommendation that there be a, quote, pause, unquote, on the administration of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine across the country because of 6 people in the United States who had a rare blood clotting disorder after taking the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I don't know whether it's been tied completely to that, but the circumstances are such that they are wanting to do this, take a pause, and that affects everybody in the country. Because, when the feds make a recommendation like that, you're probably not going to go against it. It's a recommendation,
no.
though. Well, the Ohio governor, Mike DeWine, followed that up quickly by putting a statewide pause on the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And, of course, that affects our local counties here in Jackson and Vinton counties. For instance, today up in Zaleski at the Forget Me Not Event Center, there was supposed to be a max vaccination clinic compliments of the Ohio Osteopathic Medicine Group out of Ohio University. Well, they have canceled that for today because of the pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I understand that it should be back in operation next week, and the next scheduled trip to Vinton County for that group is April the 28th. That's 2 weeks from today. They'll probably be able to do that for sure, and even if somehow the Johnson & Johnson is still on pause or they suspend it or whatever, they will have the other 2 types of vaccine, the Pfizer and Moderna. So, those 2 events, the next one on April 28th should go on. The Vinton County Health Department has announced that that their clinics locally are not affected by the Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause. If you're getting an appointment at the Vinton County Health Department through the Get the Shot dot at coronavirus.gov.ohio website, that you go to make appointments, you can still get the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine at the Vinton County Health Department. And also the clinics that operate here in Jackson County that the health department is doing. There's one on Thursday that's going to be at the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene. The one at the high school that was supposed to be last night, by the way, or yesterday afternoon, evening, 3 to 7 p.m. It did go on as scheduled. Talked to Superintendent Phil Howard about that. They just simply used the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine. I'm not even sure they were ticketed to use the Johnson & Johnson. So this Thursday, your next opportunity to get the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine in Jackson, is at the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene this Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon in the morning, then 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the afternoon. Anyone wanting to receive their first dose is welcome to attend either of these clinics. It's also for people getting the second dose of the Moderna who are due for that. You can go to this clinic as well as the one that was yesterday at the high school. Once again, these clinics that the health department does, all of them are not appointment-based. No referral, no cost. Just simply walk in and go. All right. So we do want to pass on that the Jackson Walgreens store, they have contacted me, and they were going to do the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting last Saturday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were expecting to get quite a response. Well, then a day or two passes, and then this happens with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The folks who were supposed to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at Walgreens, and that is on an appointment basis, they could get either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine instead. And the store person there, Carrie Kaiser, let me know that the store is now taking appointments for the Pfizer vaccine. So Walgreens, you can still get your COVID-19 shots at Walgreens. You can make an appointment, she says, at the Walgreens website, or you can call the local store. She says they will take those calls. That's 286-4640. The Vinton County Health Department did have an updated report on the COVID-19 status. More good news than bad news. There is the infographic if you're watching on television or you're looking on your computer monitor. I know it's a bunch of numbers. They're hard to remember, but the bottom line, Jennifer, is no new cases in Vinton County the past day. So that is good. We still sit at 726 confirmed cases. The number of active cases went down from 13 to 12. The number of active cases, as you might guess, is the people who have been confirmed of having COVID-19 in some form or other, asymptomatic or not. And one number not so good is the hospitalizations. They're up from 3 to 5. So 5 people in Vinton County in the hospital with the virus, or they know that they have the virus. They may be there for other reasons than just the virus. The number of deaths in Vinton County has stayed the same at 18. Remember, we reported the 18th death on Monday. No new news from Jackson County on cases, but remember the last report we had a few more coming in than what we had before. You can see that we have 30 active cases now in Jackson County, according to the last infographic, which was put out on late Monday, I believe. We have 4 current hospitalizations, and we have over time now well over 2,658 cases there in Jackson County. So a lot of cases still going on in Jackson County, and worse yet, we had the 60th virus-related death that was also reported on Monday. All right, the Jackson City Board of Education met last night, and one of the big stories is we have a new principal for Southview Elementary School. It is Heather Michael. She is certainly well-known in Jackson County, well-known family, the Exline family, and then, of course, she's married to the Jackson County Clerk of Court, Seth Michael, so a lot of folks know her through there. But Heather had been the Jackson Middle School Assistant Principal the past several years, and there she is smiling with Superintendent Phil Howard, and the other person in the picture is Anna Siders, who is a newly hired teacher. They were both introduced last night at the Jackson City Board of Education meeting. Heather, of course, replaces Philip Kuhn, who was the Southview Elementary principal. He still is, as a matter of fact, at the end of the school year. He had been at Southview since 2005.
Couple years.
16 years, and he, I'm sure, very much earned a promotion to be the head guy at the Gallia County Local Schools. He will be the superintendent starting the next school year. Okay, Jennifer, one of the sidebar things that kind of gets lost in the shuffle on this COVID-19 stuff because of the health aspects is the fact that, of course, all this stimulus money is rolling out of the federal government right now, and a lot of the local governments are ticketed to get a lot of money. They've received money, and they're going to get a lot more. At least it's supposed to be in the pipeline from Washington.
Good.
Okay, the county commissioners had a meeting yesterday, and because they've got a lot of money coming in, I think pretty much County Commissioner John Hensler was kind of the leader here. They have formed a county-level task force to determine how to use the stimulus money, because this really is a windfall, something you couldn't have expected. And they're going to get a lot of money this year, and they're supposed to get the other part of it next year. But according to what John Hensler reported yesterday, the county should get about $6 million over 2 years. I mean, that is a lot of money,
That's great.
The funding, once again, is to be set in 2 increments, half this year, half next year. The total amount of funding has to be spent by 2024. So John Hensler's thought, and apparently his fellow commissioners, Paul Haller and Donnie Willis, agree This isn't something that the three of them ought to decide. So they have formed a task force to decide how to spend that money. I'm sure that they're going to talk about it at their meetings, and it will get out publicly. But the other members of the task force, John Hensler is the president of the task force, or the chairman. Donnie Willis will be on there as vice president. County Auditor Tiffany Ridgway, who is the fiscal officer for the county, she will be on the task force, and so will a non-governmental person, that is Sam Brady, the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership Executive Director. So the task force will continue to meet along with the commissioners there, and they will decide how to use this money. It's not in hand yet, but you need to make your plans, especially if you're going to do projects that require preparation and engineering and so forth. Hensler said that certainly there's some repairs and infrastructure work that needs to be done with the county facilities. All right. Okay, moving on. Wild turkey season is coming, and the southeastern part of our state, including Jackson, Vinton counties, is very popular for wild turkeys. And there are two seasons now, spring and fall. Spring is the one that was initiated first, and it's probably the most popular, but you can also do it in the fall. This weekend starts the wild turkey season, and it's a youth-only season, and it only goes for 2 days. 2 days, Saturday, April 17th, and Sunday, April 18th. And this is where a young hunter, can go out accompanied by an adult and have the woods to themselves as far as the turkey hunting goes. It gives them an indoctrination into turkey season. They know that they're with an adult who is also a licensed hunter, and they can learn this way. They do the same thing in the deer season as well.
Cool.
The full wild turkey season for everybody, adults and so forth, will start at 2 different times in the state. It will start Saturday, April the 24th in the South Zone, and then Saturday, May 1st in the North Zone. We, of course, are in the South Zone, and so a lot of folks like the turkey hunting. The Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival started some 30 years because at one time Vinton County, I think, often had more wild turkeys taken than any other county in the state. That's not the case now, but at one time they did, and so they built a festival around it and tried to promote tourism. So still a lot of wild turkey season going on. All right, well, that leads us into the outdoors and our special guest today. There is a trout festival out in Hammertown Lake today.
That's right.
And a person who has been associated with it for a long time and who is a very familiar face was generous enough with his time to come in and talk to us today. And that, of course, is no other than Butch Aldrich. For many years, Butch Aldrich was one of Jackson's finest as a member of our police department. Well, let me tell you this. He's still one of Jackson's finest. Very well-liked and respected person.
That's right.
Still doing things in the community, and we certainly respect that. Could stay home all the time and go fishing himself, but he's out there running it along with Aaron Irvin. They are the co-chairman of the Jackson Trout Festival, and he is going to tell you all about it right now. So we want to welcome Butch. We thank him for coming. I just got a hold of him yesterday, so he came in at short notice.
Yes,
we sure do appreciate it.
Much appreciated. Thanks, Pete. All right, and Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, questions, whatever it may be, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135. She's always out working, and she will work hard for you. All right, let's head on over to your Zip Printing weather forecast, where you can do all things graduation right now by visiting yourtotalmedia.shop, or you can also get those announcements and different things like that for your senior at zipprinting.carlsoncraft.com. And they are doing a special on those yard signs, banners, shirts, napkins, all kind of great things. So visit that yourtotalmedia.shop for more information on what Zip Printing has to offer. And that's for your graduate, whether it be from kindergarten, high school, middle school, college, whatever it may be. All right, for today, pretty simple weather forecast, some rain in the forecast. And they're saying that chance of rain at 100% today with highs around 62 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 40 degrees. And Tomorrow on Thursday, even cooler with partly cloudy skies and highs around 56. As the weekend rolls around, it does look a little bit warmer, just in the low 60s though, so not too bad, not too great. All right. Well, we do have a special guest in the house today, and our special guest has worn, I don't know, somewhere around 7 million different hats in his lifetime and career. But today we want to focus on his hat of the FOP and the Trout Festival. So, our good friend Butch Aldrich is here. So, thank you so much, buddy, for coming in. It's great to see you.
Good morning to you.
Of course. And, Butch, you've done many things over your career, and we can't thank you enough for all of those. But, when I think Trout Festival, I think of Butch Aldrich, and you've been involved in it for, I'm not trying to say you're old or anything, but several years.
Yeah, we'll say several.
We'll go with several years on the Trout Festival.
I've personally been involved with it for in the 40s. It's in the 40s.
Is it really?
Over 40 years, yes.
Wow. All right. Well, let's first off give a little bit about the history of the Trout Festival. I know that I heard you and Pete talking kind of off the camera, and there's not total specifics on when it started or how long it's been going on, but what does the Trout Festival mean to our area? How did it get started?
Well, I believe and this would be according to Pete because he had more access than I did. In the early 60s, the Chamber of Commerce actually started the Trout Festival, the Jackson County. But then after just 2 or 3 years, it was actually then taken over by the Fraternal Order of Police, and the FOP has run this festival ever since.
And so what makes, and maybe you know this and maybe you don't, but other than having one of the most beautiful lakes and areas, and as far as I'm concerned, all of the world, which is Hammertown Lake, to go fishing and things, but what makes our area good for a trout festival or fishing trout? I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Well, what causes this is the fact that we, along with the state of Ohio, the hatcheries will bring us. They'll restock trout in this lake every year. Our stocking day is actually Friday. The question I've been asked 1 million times is how many trout are they going to put in? And it's there. First, I have no idea. The hatchery loads the trout, travels from up north, comes down, and we stock it into the lake. I don't even have a time. I try to find out when it is, but it's like it's a state secret. I guess. Even I don't seem to know. I get about a 30-minute notice so that I can make sure that I'm there. So, because as soon as the trout is put in, the gates are locked for overnight.
So it's fair, yeah.
It gives the trout an opportunity to spread out through the lake before fishermen come in and actually start
snatching them
up. Yeah. So that's
you mean
going
it gets them off the hook for a little while?
yeah. Get them off the hook.
Oh, this is going to go on all day, Butch.
That's good. That's
okay.
Fine.
Right.
But anyway, they'll do the stocking on Friday, and then what happens is I'll be out there, and the gates will be open at 6 a.m. Okay. You can start putting your boats in the water. You can find your favorite spot along the bank, and then what happens then? You just start. This festival is absolutely free to everybody.
Okay.
It actually doesn't cost you anything to participate. It's we try to impress the fact that we want it to be a family event, and we do that with some of the other things that we do. So what happens again is, so they start doing that, but at 9 a.m. we actually start having some hourly drawings. working our way up to the final drawing and the trophy presentations, which is at 4 p.m.
Okay. And you didn't get to have the festival last year as so many other things were canceled. So I'd say there's a lot of people chomping at the bit or the hook or whatever you say to participate in this year's festival. So that's exciting.
Oh, I did. I'm hoping so. We're trying to do what we can to make sure that's there. There is going to be some sort of a food booth there in case you really get hungry, because as a father of a little one from long ago, once the children get hungry and you have to take them someplace to get something to eat, the chances of getting back are a little slim.
That's true. You are correct.
So there is just an opportunity there for people to pick up a little food. The stand's going to be up near the shelter house. The shelter house is actually where everything is based from. That's where we'll be selling the raffle tickets. Our 4 o'clock grand prize this year is a 10-foot Pelican fishing kayak.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes the difference here is this kayak is equipped there's a place to carry 2 poles that you can put on there, and it also has a live well so that you can put your fish in it. And then there's a couple other places there for some storage, for changing your lures and that type of thing. And so everything is on that. It's a nice kayak, and it's going to be the 4 o'clock drawing off the raffle.
And that's awesome, Butch. Now I have, and we did have a picture of the kayak. I don't know if James is looking for it.
I'm looking for it.
He's
I'll
looking for it.
Yeah, okay.
It is a gorgeous kayak.
It is.
It's absolutely gorgeous. If kayaks can be beautiful, this one is.
Yeah.
So let's talk for a minute, though, about, I know there's several different accesses to Hammertown Lake. Where do people go?
You can actually enter the lake from pass through any of the 3 gates. The first one gate is the park, where the shelter house is, the main park. The other gate is we refer to it as the Pleasant View Gates. When you go out South Street, you go straight up over the hill instead of turning left and it takes you right to the lake. There's a gate there where there's a circular, and you can go in there. And then there's actually another one that's off the Beaver Pike, the old 124, that turns to the left, and it goes out and it goes in. It's probably a little more. I'm going to say you might find a few potholes or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more narrow. But people seem to like to.
There it is.
Yep, like to fish from there.
Yeah, and that's the kayak. And while we have that picture up, Butch, let's talk for a minute about what makes a fishing kayak a kayak. I know, or a fishing kayak. I know that you mentioned it holds poles. So
Yeah.
what?
Directly behind what you can see where the label is, where that's the seat. So what happened? But those two circular spots are where you actually insert the handles of your fishing pole.
Oh, so they'll be behind you.
So they're right there behind you, and then the space behind that, what you're looking at there, is actually what they're calling the live well, where it's black towards the end there on the bottom, sorry. And then on the other, up towards the front, if you notice, there's places there where you can, depending on who's in the kayak, is a place to put your feet. It actually on one side and the other. And then there's another space that's right in the middle, which would be between your knees or your legs.
Okay, and there's cup holders and different things.
Right, and it's a tad wider than some kayaks that I've seen.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, look how pretty it is. It really is a good-looking kayak. So that's the grand prize. Okay, so back to access. When you say the shelter house, because I'm not sure. If you go up what you said, the Pleasant View, is that where you're talking about?
No,
or are you talking about around
all the way around to the park?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There before you get there, there's The airplane club has a spot there on the right with the little building. You go past it, but you go all the way out, and it also, the road just dead ends to the gate.
Where the horse trails
where
are
the
and
horse
stuff.
trails
Yeah.
are.
Okay.
Okay, when you go pass through where that gate is, and you go down, it's right there on your. You'll go down and make a slight left, and it's right there. It's the bigger shelter house. It sits right there. That's where we base everything from.
My guess is just go where the people are.
Yeah, yeah. That's
okay. And then, all right. So this is free. It's a free thing.
Everything's.
So do you have to come and sign up though, and say I want to participate in the Trout Festival this year?
No, you don't. You just come out. Like I said, if you've got a boat, you have to work with everybody else because there's only 2 real places, or actually there's 3, but you have to take your turn and get your boat into the water, and then take it from there. And then, like I said, or you just go and find your favorite spot on the bank anywhere around the lake, and set up and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have a boat. You can fish right from the shore.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's talk about, I know that in Ohio you have to have a fishing license. Who has to have a fishing license and who doesn't?
Okay, you're almost asking the wrong person because they seem to change these every once in a while. I believe anyone under the age of 13 may not have to have a license.
Okay.
But anybody above that age needs to have a fishing license. And I've talked to the game wardens over the years. What happens, the favorite line from some adults are, well, I'm not fishing, the little boy is, and I don't have a fishing license. You still got to be very careful. This festival is supposed to be for fun, everybody's having a good time. You should not put yourself in a position where you're going to get yourself cited for violating the Ohio law for either fishing. And it's the same way with the boats. And if you have a boat, you have to have the life jackets. So if you're, the only thing that we say when it comes to the rules is that you need to follow the Ohio regulations on fishing.
Just be on the up and up, and if you're a fisherman and or woman and you do this on a regular basis or enough to participate and put your boat out in the water, you probably know the rules by now,
I would think so.
I would hope so anyway.
Yeah, I would say.
All right, so Butch, let's talk for a minute about some of the fun things that you do have throughout the day. I know there's different contests and different prizes.
Yeah, well, the main contest that we have, which is going to start at 1 p.m., is the casting contest. The casting contest has different age brackets. There's 3. There's a 6 and under.
Okay.
7 to 12, 13 to, I think it's 16.
Okay.
And there's a boys and girls sections. So there's 6 trophies to be given away. The casting contest is simply based, you bring your own pole, no hooks. You need to put like weights or something on your no hooks because we don't want anybody getting hurt.
That could get ugly.
Yeah. And you're set. We use a hula hoop ring, and you stand so many feet away, and then the closest you try to cast into the loop. You get 2 throws. We keep track. If you say you get 1 in, then you're in. If somebody else through your bracket gets 1 in, and then you have to have a cast off, you'd have to do it again.
Ooh.
So, because there's just the 1 trophy for that, and like I said, it's interesting. I've always enjoyed the 6 and under. They add a little excitement sometimes to where the weight goes.
This is why we don't have the hooks.
This is exactly why we don't have the hooks. So we do that. It's set up to do that, and we always start with the small ones first, and we work ourselves up. Now, all those trophies will also are part of the presentation at 4:00. They know who's won, and I've never yet ever had parents who did not bring a winner back to get their trophy. And then as speaking of trophies, the other thing that you're doing is while you're fishing, you're actually fishing for a trophy. We have we have two age brackets for that too. We have a 12 and under, so that some 8-year-old's not competing against a 30 guy in a bass boat.
Makes sense.
Okay, and so what happens is they fish. Like I said, they bring it in. We weigh it. We write their name down. They can bring it in and weigh the fish anytime during the day. And if they're at 4 o'clock, if they still have, and it's all done by weight, if we still have at 4 o'clock, we decide then exactly who won. And like I said, you might catch it at 10 a.m., but you still can win at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that with the 2 age brackets. And there's also 2 different areas. There's the largest trout, and then there's the largest game fish. Game fish being a bass or a catfish or something like that.
Okay, and that was going to be the other thing. Like, what are some of the other fish in Hammertown Lake that people could catch?
Well, there's a little
of everything.
A little bit of everything. One thing that I haven't seen for a little while. I mean, it's been like 4 or 5 years ago. Is a fellow brought in a pike and actually and weighed it. There used to be
Really?
pike in there, and I don't know that there's no pike stocked in there. Of course, the other fish aren't stocked in there anyway. The reason they have to stock trout is trout will not reproduce in that lake.
Really?
Really. That's according to the wildlife. What they do is they can live, they can survive, they can grow, but they just won't reproduce.
Why would that be? Is it too cold or too
no,
clean?
I don't have the answer to that. But now, speaking of cold, I noticed, like you said, the high was 61 degrees for Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes it perfect trout weather because trout is a cold water fish.
Yep.
Because if it's 80, they go really deep.
Yep. And they're hard to catch.
And they're harder to catch. So from what I'm looking at there on your weather report, it's going to be a perfect day for a trout festival.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and I know it goes against all conventional wisdom, but yes, that's perfect weather for you.
Yeah, it's just harder to get people to come out. I think Pete may have mentioned I've been there, been doing this so long. I can remember me and when Bill Carper was a game warden, we were out there one trout festival, and it was snowing.
Oh, no.
And we went ahead and had a burning barrel for heat, and there was just me and him.
That was it. Huh?
That was it. So but I've seen it when it was hot. It's unpredictable, but of course, again, this is Jackson County, Ohio.
It is. It's
So
Ohio.
the weather's always unpredictable.
Only in Ohio. Yeah, you're right. So, all right, Butch, let's talk for a minute about the FOP and this is a fundraiser, of course, and a fun thing put on by the FOP. But where does that money go? What is the FOP exactly?
Well, if it's the Fraternal Order of Police, and it's number 96, which indicates that it's Jackson County.
Okay.
A lot of our money actually goes into to help support the Shop with the Cop project. We will do. At Thanksgiving, we do hand out some food vouchers. And then there's some smaller donations but it's all of our money stays in Jackson County.
Yeah, and I think that's important for people to know because there's a lot of folks or organizations or what appears to be local organizations with their handout, and it makes sense to give to the ones that give back right here in our own community.
That's correct. I agree.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so we have. How do you win this kayak? By the way, do you have to buy a raffle ticket, or
Yes.
how does this work?
Yes, the kayak is it's in the raffle. This is
There it is.
this is the grand prize for that. The raffle tickets are actually $1 a piece, or 6 for $5, which is very inexpensive as far as raffling is concerned. But what happens is At the end of the day, all the tickets are in a container. They just draw it out. We pull the ticket out in front of everybody who wants to show up at the shelter house to watch the drawing, and that person gets to carry away this year this kayak.
So let me ask you this. Could somebody say, you know what, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, but I would love to buy some raffle tickets and get involved to support the FOP and our kids in our community and whatever. Do you have to actually be present there to win, or can you go ahead and buy tickets ahead of time and just knowing that your money's going to a good cause?
Yes, you can buy ahead of time, and you do not have to be present to win. The ticket just simply calls for your name and a contact phone number. So you will be notified. If some reason you're not there, we generally move the grand prize back over to the FOP building, and then what happens is we set up a time and a date in which they can come pick it up.
Very good. I have one question for you. Does that kayak come with oars, or do you just float around out in the water and pray you get back?
No, there's actually, I don't know if you can't hardly see it. It was in the picture. If you can't hardly see it because it's black, but on the right side of that picture, there is a kayak oar. You know, what it does is it has the paddles on both ends. That particular one actually has an adjustable. You can change the length depending on who's in the kayak. If you need it longer, then it's there, but it's an adjustable, and it will be there with it. So you do get an oar, so you're not just floating around.
That would be a little bit humbling.
Yeah.
I pushed myself out of the water, and now I don't know how to get back.
Yeah.
All right, Butch. So let's go again over. Are there, okay, let me ask you this. Are there any rules with, the COVID regulations and all of this stuff? What are you trying to do to help people protect each other and themselves?
Well, we asked that make sure, for everyone to use social distancing.
Okay.
And to wear a mask while you're in or around the shelter house.
Okay.
Because that would be really the only place that there would be a large congregation.
Gotcha.
The wildlife officer that I talked to here a couple of weeks ago had a really good. The state was saying that maybe what you should do is use your fishing pole as a measuring length to how to stay away.
That's smart.
And as Pete Wilson said, it's probably a good idea anyway because of the hook.
He would say that.
Yeah.
Pete would think that way.
Yeah, we just want everybody to stay safe. We want everybody to have a good time.
That's the point.
And it's a family event that you can do for very little or nothing as far as cost is concerned. And we just hope that everybody has a good time and stays safe.
That's right. Do you know the secret to catching the biggest trout? Let's just say it right here on the TV.
Okay, I'm going to say it's only the way to catch the biggest trout is to come out and fish.
Gosh, his insight is just blowing my mind this morning.
Yeah. If you don't fish, you can't catch the largest trout or game fish.
That is so true. That's so true. I'll bet there's been people that have thrown stuff into that lake and caught this giant fish and been like, I have no idea why or how.
Yeah. Well,
those are the fun stories.
There's depending on, you can pick out 10 fishermen and they'll have 10 philosophies of what bait to use.
That's exactly right. I think this is just my opinion, but it's also the opinion shared by some of my friends from out of town that do fish on a regular basis. And I have a good friend from Athens who is just an avid fisherman. In fact, he's sponsored by some different companies. And he said Hammertown Lake is literally one of the most beautiful spots he's ever fished. He said it is like so clear and it's so clean, and it's just, he was here one day, he stopped by the brewery just to tell me how impressed he was by Hammertown. He was just it just blew his mind.
Yeah. I would like to mention that the city of Jackson does a fantastic job because when I went out the other day just to check on some things, the The grounds look really great. The people who are doing the work as far as the mowing and that type of thing is concerned. There's plenty of access to the bank because they don't allow the weeds to grow up.
That's right.
These people, the city of Jackson does a super job, and to make this event possible and to do what you're talking about, make it so beautiful that people will want to come back. At the end of the day, this is to. I mean, we draw people in from other states. I mean, they will come up from West Virginia and Kentucky,
Sure.
and we've had some from other places. We've had winners come in from other counties and states.
Good. That's the whole point. And sharing some of the beauty that we have right here in our backyard that we may or may not appreciate.
Yes, that's true.
That's right. And plenty of parking. Don't worry about that as well.
Right.
All right. Well, Butch, is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers before we let you get out of here, as I know you're a very busy man?
No, I just hope to see everybody show up, and I want everybody to especially have a good time and to stay safe.
That's exactly right. And Butch, we can't thank you enough for spending time out of your busy day to come and visit with our viewers. If anybody has any questions, is there someone they can contact?
Well, they can call either the police department or the sheriff's department. If they find somebody who answers that doesn't have an answer, then they can actually they'll relay their information to me. I do have a Facebook page. I've had a lot of questions asked, sent to me through Messenger on Facebook, so they can do that. I just screened one the other day. Was asked me if they were allowed to use boats, and then yeah, you're allowed to use boats.
Heck yeah, bring them on out. Very good. All right, well, Butch, again, thank you for visiting with us today, and thank you for your many, many years of service, whichever hat you have worn throughout the years. You have just been amazing to our community, so thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. All right, Trout Festival again this coming Saturday at Hammertown Lake. Plenty of parking, plenty of access to the lake, and just a fun day. So please plan on participating, and if you can drag yourself out of bed early, I think the gates open around 6 a.m. Yep. All right. Okay, so it is Courtney Day on the program today, so welcome back. Very good. And we only got one fish pun in, James. I'm so sad.
It's terrible.
I know James started spewing them out last night on our text messages. I was like, I can't keep up. I'll just let him go.
Are you a fisherman? Fisherwoman?
You know, when I was little, we used to go fishing all the time, and I loved it so much, but it's just like one of those things that I don't know why I don't do it anymore. I enjoy it. It's fun. I will say the worms get a little bit, they creep me out a little, but that's okay.
I'm too impatient.
You're too impatient?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel you.
I'm like, where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
It was so funny. I have some Amish friends that came over to the house the other day, and they were fishing in the pond, and so I went down to check on them one time, and they were all, it was like, the dad and a bunch of kids, and they were like, oh, nothing's happening, and whatever. And I literally went back an hour later, and it was like someone flipped a switch, and they were just, I don't know if the sun changed or what happened, but man, they were just yanking them out of the pond as fast as they possibly could. And I thought, well, that's good. At least they had some patience and waited, because I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But yeah, caught a big bass out of our pond and whatever. I have a pond at my house that I can fish out.
Yeah, you could go fishing all the time.
I could do that anytime, but I just
have
don't.
been practicing to get that big old trout.
I know, right? That would require me to have a fishing pole. I don't have one that works.
My parents have a pond on their property too, and
And you don't fish?
Like, maybe I tried to fish there when I was like 10, maybe.
It's weird. The fish don't bother me. The worms creep me out. Like, they tense all up, and then you got to stab them.
What, though, I remember,
like
the few times I have been fishing and having to take that fish off the hook, like, you have to watch because you get poked
Yeah.
if you don't hold it the right
You got to
way.
go one way, not the other.
No.
No,
Yeah.
not your...
Not my cup of tea.
Now, I'm just going to tell you, though, if I caught one of those catfish things, that would completely do me in. You know those people, what's that called, where they just put the glove on and they just stick their hand down in the mud? And
is that noodling?
something like that. And they grab the catfish up out the mud. Oh, nuh-uh. No. No, 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 no. Not going to happen. You don't have to do that at the Trout Festival, though. You can have your nice little pole and your nice little, little wormy thing, and on with it you go.
I feel like I could go and watch the Trout Festival. Like, I feel like that might be kind of fun.
It would be fun to see all the boats out and the little kids in the casting contest, and they get so excited. It would be really, really cute.
Yep, for sure.
James, are you looking up noodling?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew he was. I could see what he was doing.
I'm trying to find a good video.
His little mind is very devious out there.
Right?
Apparently this is like kind of a big thing on YouTube.
It's a huge thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah, for sure.
It looks like a lot of just like people just doing like blogs of their whole fishing trip kind of thing.
Oh.
So I don't know if we'll be able to find a clip of them actually doing it.
Come on, baby. Hey, that's a big fish.
Yeah, look at that big old thing.
I mean, it's not funny. Like, no, why is she laughing? That's terrifying. It's bigger than
He was in the front door, though. He was right there, wasn't he?
Golly, bit. Look how cute. Yeah, it is. It's huge.
I mean, it's like taller than she is.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
I thought they like
Her,
stuck you and stuff. Or stabbed you or shocked you or something.
Yeah. Nope. Count
I
me
don't
out.
think so.
Nope. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, James, for that lovely video that I do not want to ever see ever again. Okay, news of the sad. The world's longest bunny has been stolen.
What?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was
It's not funny,
thing.
James. He's laughing.
Well, like, why is that a thing?
Because he's been stolen. He needs to come home.
Don't steal any bunny, but why is the longest bunny a thing?
There's always
a Guinness World Record for something.
I
The
bet
ironic,
there's the smallest bunny and the shortest.
yeah. The ironic thing is, are you ready for this? He's actually owned by a Playboy bunny. Yeah.
How long is she?
I don't know, but the rabbit is 4 foot 3 inches long.
Oh my gosh.
4 foot rabbit. Yeah. His name is Darius. He's a continental giant rabbit. He was stolen from his home in Stoughton, United Kingdom. And he's owned by...
Moly.
It's so sad. Former Playboy model and rabbit breeder Annette Edwards.
That's like as big as my German Shepherd.
I know.
No.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Is that not so sad?
Oh, I want to cuddle him though.
I know. I feel like I need one of those. That would be a really big litter box in the house.
Did
though.
you steal
It was
the
not
rabbit?
me. Listen, I have
Is this
not
a
left the
confession?
country. My passport has not been stamped. Yeah, so she's offering in U.S. dollars, it's $1,375.40. She raised the reward to $2,750.81. She said that they have no idea why he was stolen. He was in the garden of her property and he was stolen. He's too old to breed. So she's like, come on, he's just now a pet and please bring him back.
I mean, I feel like you have to be a strong person to steal that bunny.
That's a big, you know what, it doesn't say how much he weighs.
He looks pretty hefty.
I mean, I would have to say that rabbit weighs
40, 50 pounds?
at least, I would say. So bless his little heart, bring Darius home.
Yes, come on, people.
That's not okay.
It's not okay to steal anyone's pet.
No, not at all. And we were talking about Lucasville. We better look for him down there. Wouldn't surprise me. I've heard horror stories about that. And I don't mean to, I'm not knocking the Lucasville market. I'm just saying I've heard that.
Well, I will say, this is a little bit of a segue. The dog pound is going to be at the flea market this weekend doing their chipping. So if you have a dog tag, you can also get your dog tag because I think the deadline for that was extended.
Yes, it was.
So you can actually, if you don't have a dog tag yet, you can go get your dog tag this weekend at the flea market, and you can also get your dog chipped while you're there for $10.
So bring your
if you have a
puppy
dog
to the
tag.
flea market and get that.
And they're going to have goodies there and stuff you can buy, and a little
Excellent.
bit of fundraiser too, so check that out.
Yeah, I've heard way too many stories about pets saved by microchipping, and there is no good reason to not do it. It doesn't hurt them. It's just like a little pinch and it's over with, and that's it. And then it's so much easier. Tags fall off their neck, their collars get lost or break off, but the microchip's there.
Correct.
Yep. I even know people microchipping their horses and things like that too.
Yeah.
So if they're ever stolen or disappear, run off, or so.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Especially like if you travel with your dog too, something like
right,
crazy thing happens, if there's a wreck or something and the dog takes off. So.
And that has happened numerous times.
Yep.
They've gotten scared, or you go somewhere and there's a loud noise and they run away and they're unfamiliar with where they are, so therefore they don't know where to go. And
Right.
Yep. So yes, get to the flea market, and it's this coming weekend at the Jackson County Fairgrounds.
So I actually have a story that I sent James the picture if he still has it. We didn't get to it yesterday, and it's also a world record. It's not quite as cute as your bunny.
Oh.
But there is a lady from Houston who broke the world record for the longest fingernails.
Oh, no,
They were, when she had the last measurement they were 24 feet and 7 inches. And the manicure would take her 3 to 4 bottles of nail polish over the course of a few days. And it said that she was unable to do some activities.
I can't. No.
And such as washing the dishes and putting sheets on the bed.
You think?
I was like, I think there's a lot of activities you're not doing besides just doing the dishes. Like, I don't know how you even function.
I mean, has anyone not seen Edward Scissorhands? You can't do anything.
Yeah.
He was really good at cutting hair and trimming shrubs.
That is true.
That's true.
That was about it.
He also had a heart of gold.
Oh, so sweet. But I guess she said after she cut them, she probably wasn't going to let them grow out any longer than 6 inches. So she's done with that, I guess. I bet that would just be like...
How heavy would that be?
Yeah. Like, that has to be like a huge weight.
Can you imagine just like doing some mundane task, though, and just breaking one back? We've all broken that nail. And then,
right?
and then you're
Can
like...
you imagine that one? Right.
Great. Now it's all ruined. How
Yeah.
long did it take her to grow those?
Ew. I don't think it said how long it took her to grow them out.
I can't even imagine especially in today's world of COVID, where you're supposed to be washing your hands all the time. Like, how do you clean those?
It actually said they measured nearly 19 feet long in 2017. So my guess would be she kept growing them till 24 feet. So
Oh, nuh-uh. Can you imagine, though,
4
if you cut all
years?
those off, you'd just be like, your hands would just be out of control. They'd be flailing everywhere.
It probably feel like after you've been like roller skating all day and you took your skates off and tried to walk.
Weird. Yeah,
It'd
right.
be so bizarre.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder what you get to be like. What besides just being in the book? Do you get anything else for setting
probably
a
get
record?
plaque.
You'd probably get a nice attaboy.
About it.
Like,
Yeah. Thanks for making money for our
Our
company.
book, right?
You will get none of it.
Yeah. I know, like when I like get the fake nails like when I was younger, and special occasion, you got your fake nails on.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I couldn't hardly function.
And you
with
feel like
them.
you're
They were,
walking
like-
around like this.
Yeah, they were like this
I know.
long. Maybe I was like, couldn't even function.
No way. Mm-mm. No, thank you. That cannot be sanitary. There is no way.
I didn't even think about wash. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, how
know.
do you you can't bring them together to?
Yeah.
I mean, are you 24 feet away,
Maybe you
scrubbing
have,
this hand and then?
like a poof, one of those little poofs or something? I don't know.
And I hope she doesn't talk with her hands much. She'd be killing people right and left.
Slicing people.
Oh, dang it! I decapitated mom.
I think a paper cut's bad.
Okay, I found how long she's been growing them for. You guys want to
Yeah.
throw out a guess?
How long she's been growing them?
Yeah.
2010.
I'm gonna say longer than that. If it took her 4 years to grow, oh no, math is hard. 7. I'm gonna say 2005.
30 years.
Nuh-uh. 30 years? That's crazy.
Look at
What
her.
did she do?
Look at the
she looks
fingernail.
good.
Look at her fingers.
Look, they had to use a little drill to
Yeah, they're using a Dremel to trim her nails.
trim her nails.
I'm so
I feel
Okay.
like your fingers would hurt too.
Wait. She's got rings on those fingers.
They've probably not come off in a long time.
Now, how do you do that?
You just start at the bottom of the nail and just keep going until you get there.
I suspect that she just put them on 30 years ago and hasn't taken them off.
Oh, go her.
I mean, yeah, sister, if that's your thing,
There's worse things to do for 30 years, I imagine.
correct. Exactly. All right, are you guys into this? Okay, so I'm kind of into incense. I like the dirty hippie smells.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've definitely been known to burn some incense around the house and whatnot. James, you into incense?
I was into it for a little while. I guess the incense is what you'd call it, the little stick things.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I kind of lost interest in it.
I mean, it is kind of smoky and whatnot, but I think that it also, there's something spiritual about it. I don't know why.
I just thought the little thing looked cool.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All the cool kids were doing it.
Yeah,
This was back in his college days, what I'm saying.
having a sandwich.
Just trying to, yeah, right? Safety meeting. So Courtney, are you an incense burner?
Probably when I was younger, yes.
Yeah. Well, Kraft is helping us all out with this.
Kraft, like in mac and cheese?
Macaroni and cheese.
Yes. Why are you laughing?
is
It's
there
not
a-
funny.
Is there a cheese smelling incense? they're putting out?
Kraft Singles brand is doing a limited edition home fragrance. So they're teasing.
Was this published on April 1st?
No.
She looked at the date.
I did
To
look
make
at the
sure.
date. No, it was not. They are letting people have a chance to win a pack of Kraft's incense. It's called Breathe Cheesy Sweepstakes.
What do we have to do?
They will select 1,000 people from a random drawing. Winners will be contacted via Twitter or on direct messages. Well, that would require me to be on Twitter.
Oh, we gotta get Jen a Twitter
Oh,
account.
God. I don't. I think I have one.
mean-
I just don't know how to use it.
James signed
There
up
you
for a
go.
dating
The
website.
grilled cheese
So
scents.
The grilled cheese. Yeah, I mean, we signed James up.
that
so-
grilled cheese looks really
The
good.
grilled cheese sense, yeah. To enter, participants need to share a tweet that includes the hashtags Breathe Cheesy and hashtag Sweepstakes.
Breathe cheesy.
Um,
James is dying laughing over there. He's crying.
Cheesy.
Breathe
It's
Cheesy.
just some dude just snorting the dust in the bottom of a Cheetos
I
bag.
was like, this would probably make some good incense, man. That was after they had the sandwich.
Oh my god.
Crafts contest rules advise Twitter users to only make one tweet using the hashtags since there's a limit of 1 entry per person. You must be 18 and a legal U.S. resident. You have to have your Twitter account set to public and enable direct message requests from everyone so that they can be contacted if they win.
So what do we win again?
It's an incense pack valued at $6.05
What?
that smells like grilled cheese. I don't know. I think I might need that in my life.
That's a lot better way to make your house smell like grilled cheese.
Like make a grilled
Like
cheese.
just make a grilled cheese.
I think it's all about saying that you're the winner.
How does a grilled cheese smell like?
Toast.
Like heaven.
Butter.
Like
my
toast
stomach
and
is
processed
literally
cheese.
growling right now.
Yes.
James popped up that grilled cheese and my stomach was just like,
I know.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning, too early for lunch.
I know. We need to call down to the restaurant and have somebody deliver some
whip
stuff.
up some grilled cheeses.
Yeah, with some. Ooh, we could do American and pimento cheese, and it'd be all ooey gooey. Sounds like a fantastic day, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So anyway, you can.
Keep it cheesy.
Yeah, breathe cheesy. Enter the breathe cheesy sweepstakes. Just Google it, you'll find it, and your life will be made.
So, would you rather take a bath in a? This was in a book that I was reading that I got from my nephews.
God, I'm scared.
And one of the questions was, would you rather take a bath in a bathtub filled with mac and cheese or a shower of barbecue sauce?
Oh, the mac and cheese, hands down. That's an easy question for me.
Yeah, I like mac and cheese way better than barbecue sauce, so. Okay. Although sitting in the mac and cheese kind of wigs me out.
If we can have a bathing suit on, maybe.
Yeah, if it's not touching all the parts, then we're okay.
Yeah.
Again, not very sanitary.
I don't eat that mac and cheese.
Don't eat it while you're sitting in it. Yeah, James.
Why are you coming at me?
Because you said hands down.
Hands down in the mac and cheese.
Yeah. Getting my toes all in it and stuff. Like that episode of I Love Lucy when she's smashing grapes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, no. All right. Well, on that note, we need to get out of here. Did want to thank our friends at the filling station. I'll tell you what.
Do they have macaroni and cheese?
Let's just stop talking about the mac and cheese bath and let's talk about the crispy crunchy chicken for a minute.
I'd take a bath in that too.
I would use that as a loofah. I don't know. Yeah, it would be. I would probably definitely be more apt to hang out with crispy crunchy chicken any day.
You think they make an incense?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you would
I think
be hungry.
KFC did that. Made like a fried chicken incense as like a gimmick a couple years ago.
Or did they do that? Or candle or something.
Yeah, maybe it was a candle.
Yeah. Anyway, go to the Quick Stop here in Jackson on Broadway. Get the crispy crunchy chicken, and you will not be sorry. It is so good, and they have like a million different sauces you can dip, and it's so good.
Also, you know what else you can do with all those sauces?
You know what else you can do with all those sauces? Also, Carman the Carman, where the deals are great. Visit their website, carmancheesecars.com. Over 70 vehicles on the lot all the time. And you will definitely find something that you're interested in. And if not, they can find you that perfect vehicle. So that's pretty cool as well. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Almost there.
Guest from Holzer tomorrow.
Yes.
No, tomorrow is Hug Your Heart Day. Right?
No, that's Friday.
That's Friday?
We may have just double booked the morning
We
show.
may have been-
tomorrow.
we don't know.
We will double check and let you know tomorrow.
It'll be a surprise.
My guess is someone's going to be here tomorrow as a guest. We'll go with that. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We appreciate you so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here tomorrow with who knows. Bye. Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
watching.